Hello everybody, Travis here for Tpull's Corner, and I'm doing another Meld deck. Yeah, I know I'm late to the game, but we've done all the other Melds sort of in and of themselves. We did the green Meld, we did the black and red Meld, we did Melds with all three of them, we did Melds with Urza and Mishra. So we've done all these different combinations, but we never did one with just Urza. So I've got a blue and white deck. I'm not sure how we'll do against white swarm decks, but we shall see. I'm guessing they have some things to get rid of enchantments, and they do. Probably should have used that to tap one of them. That's okay. Alright. We use the clay-fired bricks. We go find another land. We play our land. We play Tinker's Tote. Oh no, I have to have 3 for that. So let's just go a second clay-fired bricks and go get another land. Now at least we can fire up our Might Stone and Weak Stone whenever we feel like. Like for something like that, maybe. That might be worth it. You could just have another one, but you can't do nothing. I'm not scared of the Field of Ruin at all. Well, that's a pain in the butt. And I think we got a pass. I want to be able to use a Ganjo on something. They did not use any energy at all. I wonder if they have protection. Let's find out. They take that. We'll take that damage. We're half dead. Got my own Field of Ruin here, that's nice. We get rid of Banishing Slash, or we'll use Banishing Slash to get rid of Siege Veteran. Some sort of instant, but I don't know what it is. And I feel like I should wait and just flash in the Liberator in a second. Fairly cheap spells. 3's the highest so far. You know what? I don't really mind that too bad. Maybe they'll have a specialty land that'll make us wish we had that back later. Just wait for them to pick their basic land, and then we will probably go get an island. And based on what I've done, they shouldn't be afraid to attack. So let's just bring this down now. Pass to blockers. And can cast colorless spells and artifact spells as though they had flash. That's kind of cool. So I can do this now. Before it's even my turn. I'm not used to that aspect of Liberator. I don't think I've had enough, I don't think I've quite used enough of this. Can we do something with this now? We can. We have enough. Do I have something in the graveyard? Yes. Let's fire up the fire bricks. We will use something in our graveyard. That works out nicely. I suddenly have a nice little army going on. In the meantime, I can still flash this in too. Get a land, gain 2 life. I've done wonderful on the land ramp. I only have 2 of the clay-fired bricks. How dare you! Let's do it again. And we can use this now. That's a nice spell to keep in my hip pocket. Hopefully they don't have a second board wipe right away. Well, we're making them think we're the blue. All the extra time is supposed to be taken by us as we figure things out. My playtesting revealed that this deck is kind of slow. And I don't know if it's because it takes me so long to assemble all the pieces that I want, or if it's just that I'm slowing down because there are so many different little options that I have to observe more than, I have to think more than I usually do with this deck. But also, for some reason, it really seems to slow down our opponents. They have 5 lands and 5 spells. What could possibly be held in their hand that there's not a single useful spell among them? If it's not a board wipe, and it's not something to destroy an artifact, and it's not a creature, if it was a land they would have played it already. What is left? Well, we take this break to do station identification here at Tpull's Corner. We really appreciate it if you like and subscribe. It's okay if you lurk. If you're going to be a lurker and you're not going to subscribe, just do me a favor and watch the video all the way through, right? I'm told watching the hours of time adds up. That's supposed to be helpful. If you're new to the game and you do have a friend, you can go look up the playlists on my YouTube channel and just send them a link to a playlist. And that way, instead of just one video, they have a chance to, if they get involved, they could watch 3 or 4 videos at a time. And we're just kind of whiffing, we're kind of flooding out with lands after I already did all my buffs, after I already did all my ramping. I don't have any artifacts left in the graveyard. I could sacrifice this. Put that in the graveyard. And then I could craft this with the Tinker's Toad I just put in the graveyard. And now I have 4 4s. 4 4/4s. Say that 3 times fast. 4 does happen to be my favorite number, so I'm really liking this match. How often do you end up with 4 4/4s on the field? I did use up too much energy, so I can't use the Urza's rebuff in case they had any kind of response. Oh, such an exciting first round. Thank you. Thank you for roping. Thank you for playing. Next contestant, please. Alright, there's no sign of Urza yet. Let's take you in and show you the full deck. It's like their servers are located either on Japan or Mars or somewhere far away. Okay, I haven't chosen a name for it yet. I will by the time that I publish it. But here's what we got. We got 60 cards. We got our star, Urza Lord Protector. Artifacts, instants, and sorcery spells you cast cost 1 less to cast. And we also have 3 copies of Might Stone and Weak Stone. That one you can use to either draw 2 cards, do a -5/5 to a target creature, or just add 2 colorless for artifact spells. You combine those by spending 7, can be colorless mana, and then you get the Urza Planeswalker you see to the right. And you can create these token soldiers. Oops, let me keep it up there. This is kind of interesting because you end up with a melded Planeswalker that has 5 things that it can do, which is a little bit different than usual. I wonder when they created this frame, because I've been listening to the podcast by Mark Rosewater. When they created the Planeswalker frames for 3 abilities, he told them, go ahead and make one for 4 because we're going to have a 4 ability Planeswalker someday. So they were thinking ahead, at least Mark was, and they created the frames early on. But I don't know when they created the frame for 5 abilities. Plus it has a static, right? You may activate the loyalty abilities of Urza Planeswalker twice each turn, rather than only once. And I don't know why anyone would only do something once when they can do it twice with a Planeswalker. So you can +2, artifact, instant, and sorcery spells cost 2 less to cast, plus you gain 2 life. So you could gain 4 life and take like a 5 artifact spell and bring it down to cost 1. Or you can draw 2 cards and discard a card. You can create 2 1/1 colorless soldier artifact creature tokens, so that means you could create 4 if you did that twice. Or, because it comes out with 7 loyalty, you could actually use the -3 twice in the same turn and exile target non-land permanent. Finally, -10 artifacts and planeswalkers you control gain indestructible until end of turn and destroy all non-land permanents. To help us out, we've got 1 candlestick from the new expansion. Cryptic creature gets +1/+1, and we can surveil whenever we attack, or we can just sacrifice it and draw a card. 4 of the clay-fired bricks. Okay, so I don't have just 2 of those. I have 2 of the spring-loaded saw blades. Those I can flash in as well. It deals 5 damage to target tapped creature and opponent controls, and then we can get a 5/5 Blade-Wheel Chariot later. Clay-fired bricks, also from Ixalan. Go get the planes, gain 2 life. So we've got a couple of different places for small life gain in here. And then we can craft for 7, and you saw we did pretty good. Using the clay-fired bricks to go get the extra planes helps you get up to the 7 pretty quickly. And then you get 2 gnome artifact creature tokens, and all creatures get +1/+1. 1 glass casket to exile a mana value 3 or less. 1 other main source of life gain, Intrepid Adversary. Hopefully I get this later, but I could get it when I only have like 4 or 5 mana out. But you can pay 2 mana for any number of times, and it gets +1/+1 for each Valor counter on Intrepid Adversary. And all of your fellow creatures get the +1/+1. Not just the Intrepid Adversary. Lion Sash, my usual graveyard hate when I'm playing white. I can exile a target card from a graveyard. We have 1 Banishing Slash to get rid of artifacts and enchantments, or a tapped creature. 1 Board Wipe for Urza Silex. Each player chooses 6 lands. Destroy all other permanents. This is the one I have 2 copies of. Tinker's Toad. When it enters the battlefield, you get 2 Gnome Artifact creature tokens. You can sacrifice to gain 3 life. 1 Braided Net to put net counters on something and tap it each time. That is already helped me win some games. Cryptic Coat. This is a fun one from the new expansion. When Cryptic Coat enters the battlefield, you cloak the top card of your library. So we take whatever the top card of ours is, it goes face down so the opponent doesn't see it. It becomes just like a disguised creature, 2/2 with ward 2. It also gives it a +1 to its power, and it can't be blocked. So that's kind of cool. If it's a land, it's kind of stuck as it is. You can return the Cryptic Coat to its owner's hand, and then it'll stay as this 2/2 disguised creature with ward 2. Mysterious Tome, we can draw a card that transforms into Chilling Chronicle the next turn, or the next turn after the transformation. We can tap a target permanent and turn it back into Mysterious Tome for more card draw. So between the Braided Net and the Mysterious Tome, we've got a little bit of control just in terms of tapping down our enemy's attackers so they can't quite get at us. We've got Tamiyo's Logbook, draw a card, costs 1 less to activate for each other artifact you control. I've had this down already to where it only costs like 1 mana to draw a card. That's nice. Urza, Power Stone Prodigy, 1/3 with Vigilance. You can tap to draw a card and discard a card. Whenever you do that, you get a Power Stone token. This is, I love this card, Coveted Falcon. You bring it down with Disguise, so you pay 2. It comes down as the little, do they show it? They don't show it. Okay, well, it comes down as 2/2 creature with Ward 2. When you spend 2 to turn it face up, target opponent gains control of any number of target permanents you control. You draw a card for each one they gain control of. So the deal, what I like to do is I like to give them all my lands, turn this face up, draw a bunch of cards, and then attack with the Falcon, and hopefully they don't have any flyers. But as long as they don't have something that kills the Falcon, I can get back a land every single turn that I attack. It's a little risky. It can be sometimes. It depends on how many lands I give them and how many cards I draw. But sometimes it works out really, really well. And I just give them like 6 lands and I get all 6 lands back. Or maybe I get 5 back and they'll kill the Falcon. It's good. One Urza's rebuff for a counterspell. Or I've also used it to tap up to 2 target creatures just to keep the overwhelming forces against me at bay for 1 more turn. So I can get out my Urza Lord Protector and meld it. And 1 copy of Liberator, Urza's Battlethopter. I do have more than that, but I ran out of room in the deck. So I can bring it in, flash it in. It's got flying. You can cast colorless spells and artifact spells as though they had flash. Really opens up a lot of extra stuff you can do during your opponent's turn. Whenever you cast a spell, if the amount of mana casted is greater than the Battlethopter's power, put a 1/1 counter on it. And 3 copies of Thousand Moon Smithy. When it enters the battlefield, create a white gnome soldier artifact creature token. Power and toughness are equal to the number of artifacts and or creatures you control. And then at the beginning of your pre-combat main phase, you can tap 5 untapped artifacts or creatures you control, transform it into a legendary artifact land, and then whenever you tap this to add white mana, whenever you cast an artifact or creature with it, you get another Gnome Soldier artifact creature token, again with power and toughness equal to the total number of artifacts and or creatures that you control. It's a tough card. I've accidentally created 2 of these at the same time and had 2 legendary artifact lands, so you have to choose one and keep keep one and throw away the other. So just keep in mind, if you already have one as an artifact land, just keep the other one as an artifact. 1 copy of Urza's Command in here. You have 4 different options. You can choose 2 of them. Creatures you don't control get -2. I'm usually not using that one. Create a tap Power Stone token. Usually not using that one. I'm usually using these last 2. Create a tap 0/0 colorless construct artifact creature token. The creature gets +1/+1 for each artifact you control, and then you scry 1 and draw a card. Essence of Antiquity. This is a fun card. You can bring it down for Disguise. When you pay 3 to turn it face up, creatures you control gain hexproof until end of turn, plus you get to untap them. I love to attack with my Thousand Moon Smithy Gnome Soldier artifact creature tokens, and then turn this face up. They're blocking like 8/8s and 9/9s by that point. They're chump blocking with 1/1s usually, right? But then they think that they've got me because they can just come in and attack, and I've got like maybe 7 or 6 life points left. If I turn this face up after, then I get to untap all of these artifact creature tokens that I have, and suddenly I have a good defensive line again. Really nice surprise for them. 1 board wipe here, Unstable Glyph Bridge. When it enters the battlefield, if you cast it for each player, choose a creature with power 2 or less. Destroy all creatures except the creatures chosen that way. And then I also like when we can get the Sandswirl Wanderglyph. It's 5/3 with flying. I wish that it had toughness greater than 3, but whenever an opponent casts a spell during their turn, they can't attack you or planeswalkers you control during the turn, or if they attack you, they can't cast a spell this turn. So it really, really handcuffs the opponent. And then the 3 Mind Stone and Weak Stones, of course. I've got 1 Aganjo in here, 1 Otawara, 1 Field of Rune, and I've got 1 land with the Restless Anchorage that turns into the bird creature. And I will settle on a name sometime. I probably won't be too tricky with it. I'll probably just use Urza's name in there somewhere. let's continue on with the matches. I really went overboard on the artifacts in this particular deck. But I was really eager, I was very curious to take Urza out of the normal Brothers War shell that people have him in for those artifacts. Our little return to Ixalan here gave us a ton of artifacts to play around with. So I really like to throw Urza into the Ixalan mix and see what he could do with that. And I've been very happy so far. I like to keep the spring-loaded saw blades for something bigger than a 1/1. Should we just start activating Cryptic Cloak right away? It's a lot of ramp. They've got 3 colors out already. Gross. Alright, let's get a couple of chump blockers out here. They're looking at Invasion of Zendikar. They're just doing another one. They're gonna out-ramp me a lot here. There's another color. They got all 5 colors. Must be nice. Alright, I feel like throwing Urza in there would be a bad idea. Let's go ahead and attack. We don't know if they're going to do a quick little board wipe. They want to keep their 1/1 human for some reason. They ramp yet again. Wow. Very nice, I guess. What are you going to do with all of your energy? We're going to do nothing. Okay. Let's go ahead and bring out Moonsmithy then. I'm not expecting counterspells here. They do! They're doing counterspells. Interesting. That's 2 treasures. Let's go ahead and put this out there. I need to catch up with their land. I'm just ping them for another couple. Now they're willing to trade. Taxidermist isn't the most impressive thing. Alright. Let's rip off the band-aid. be cheaper. And now, Cryptic Coat. And what do we got? Ooh, Might Stone and Weak Stone. That is perfect. Oh, if they don't kill that, we're sitting pretty. It looked like they got alarmed, though. I wonder if they just destroyed the Cryptic Coat. Can I activate that? Oh no, they just gotta put down. Oh man. That would have been so beautiful. Cut down doesn't work on Urza. They're gonna have to remove something different. Board wipe? Oh, no way! A board wipe followed by a Shieldred. Oh, that's cute. Alright, I think we'll bring this down. We should be able to spring the saw blades on them, pardon the pun. Hopefully they don't just sit there the whole time with Shieldred. They're going to take Urza, right? Okay. Now there's really no reason for them not to do it. Thank you. Gotcha. Let's go ahead and bring this back up. And that's all we're going to do. They have 4 Invasion of Zendikars. Well, they've done enough ramping of land that they should get a lot of good spells each time. A 5-color deck, and they still couldn't resist putting Shoulder the Apocalypse in there. Let's go ahead and craft one of these. We'll just swing in an attack. And they flooded out with land. So are we. Do we have enough? Yes. We've got one more artifact in our graveyard. Let's use it. I don't really have anything to get things back out and reuse them from the graveyard, so... 9 points. They need something, or they're dead next turn. Do you have something that will be enough? They have Atraxa. Of course you do. Of course you top deck the only thing that saves you. Look at that. And they got Archangel for even more life gain. Unbelievable. More life gain with the land even. Jump blocker. So they're guaranteed to gain at least 8 if I run them into Atraxa. No, that's not enough, not enough, not enough. And I don't have anything in there anyway. I'd have to sacrifice one of these. They can just bring this down now if they wanted to. Nope, they bring that down. And single-handedly, they turn absolutely everything around. From having nothing on the board, they end up with 4 creatures. did we get? Banishing Slash. Banishing Slash doesn't work on Atraxa because Atraxa has Vigilance, and I don't have any of my tapped stuff here. So all I can do is activate this. And I think I'm done. I can't even really do anything with that, can I? Why am I pausing here? Alright, we just passed the turn. They can fly over and do 10. They can go get more of these if they want. I do have a board wipe, but I'm kind of reduced to a top deck. Cut down's kind of worthless. Do they just go straight over my head for a couple of easy hits, or do they go after? They go after more of these. Why not? They've got time, right? And after 4 Invasion of Zendikars, I've drawn enough lands that I'm only behind them by a little bit. I'm only behind by like 5 lands. It's so irritating when somebody puts out a Traxa and they slow down. I mean, it's like you're so overpowering right now. You can go fast and sloppy and still not need to worry about most things. They're acting like we're in a ranked tournament and they're about to take first place. Tamiya's Logbook. Okay, so if I draw this now. Come on, you had your turn, it's my turn. Let me go. Thank you. Yeah, that's not good enough. Come on. Come on. Get rid of 1 source of life gain. Probably should have attacked. There's probably a different way to do that. 4, 5. How much would I need for that? I wonder if I'll survive. There is a chance. They can go get a couple of these, 1 or 2 of those. The cut down is still worthless for them. We will block with that. That seems fair. Surprised these have vigilance. Why wouldn't you just go in and build with them? Are they afraid of these? Is that another board wipe? Return. They killed their own Atraxa. They were that scared of my Urza Planeswalker. There's a board wipe. That's kind of cool. Let's draw a card. Candlestick, okay. So we cloak this. What do we got? It's just a land, so that's fine. Bring that down. Go ahead and equip it. And that's all we're going to do this time. We got a 6/5. That is a kind of cool card. We'll bring that down like that. Okay, this is going to be fun. We attack. We get to surveil. You're telling me there's a chance because they got rid of their own Atraxa. There's so many triggers or something, my computer is slowing down. Come on. You can go in the graveyard. I think we keep the clay-fired bricks. This is going to get through, right? All we're going to do. I don't need the life gain yet. I don't need sacrifice those. We're getting close to where I may be willing to craft some clay-fired bricks. Are you going to attack me? They are! Sweet. Turn face up. Pass to blockers. Yeah, buddy. You got another Path to Peril? You got another Atraxa yet? I'm ready for another Atraxa. They're reading all of my artifacts. They do! That's their third board wipe. Wow. Okay. I have stuff in my graveyard now, though, right? Okay, we go here. We go get another land. We play the land. We craft. We exile the one artifact we have in our graveyard. We have creatures again. And I want to draw a card. Okay, perfect. I like that. More card draw. Okay, that's 3 Path of Perils, right? And 1 useless cut down. Okay, so first, draw a card. Draw a card. You come down. You come here. Oh, I don't have 7? Hang on. There, how about now? There we go. Good game. You're got what you had Atraxa. You killed your own Atraxa and you're leaving?
Stand no chance.
How many of my Urzas did you get rid of? You got rid of 2 of my 4 Urzas. And this is the difference between them and me. They top deck an Atraxa, and I don't quit. I managed to get my Urza out, and they're insta-scoop. There's a strange philosophy going on with some people that play this game online. I don't know how prevalent this is in the rest of the gamer community, but I'm here to play Magic the Gathering. I want a good match. I'm okay if it's long. Sometimes I get irritated if they kill me in 4 turns. But I still, regardless, I want it to be a good match. I don't want to just throw over the table and run home with my toys because they got a temporary advantage. Even if it seems like it's an overwhelming advantage, I know what's in my deck. I know I can top deck things just as well as they can top deck things. I think they misplayed by board wiping their own Atraxa. But, you know, maybe there was just nothing, they had nothing that they could do that would take care of a Planeswalker. Which is strange to think of in an Atraxa deck. But they had cut downs and board wipes. Those are all just creatures. That's a little bit poor deck design. In the meantime, I'm not getting any blue. So that alone could prove problematic for me. We do have our board wipe. That's got haste. Let's just kill it then. To get scry and the oil counter. Okay, fine. Four planes and a bunch of spells that I can't cast. I've got a dead hand. And our opponent's playing cheap red aggro stuff. Well, I've got a dead hand. Uh-huh. Okay, this is what happens when you win against Atraxa. Thank you, Arena. Thank you. 5 different lands and none of them are blue in the entire deck. They want me to put one of the pain lands in here, don't they? This is just... That's just ridiculous. That's just ridiculous. Okay, so now you gave me the lands and now you're mana starving me. Right when we get to the point where I could have something. We see you, Arena. We know what you're doing. Thank you. How hard is that? Here, keep the one. The problem is they create one every single time, don't they? And they can attach it and make it fly. And I can only get rid of one creature a turn. In the meantime, we wait for these people to scry 3 times in a row. We may have to make this the last game. There's only so much time in the day, and when I lose half of it to roping, it doesn't really matter if I win or lose anymore. I lost because I've just had to sit through so much roping. Don't mind when I'm not recording, then I just pull out my mobile phone and I make other moves on my other games. But I'm kind of a captive audience here while I'm actually trying to record content. And if I had a single blue mana, I could at least put out Urza and get an idea of the Planeswalker. I guess I could do Field of Rain, get rid of one of these, and go get my blue that way. But it's going to take so much time, I'm already half dead. I don't have time for all that. Especially stuff like that. See, now they can't equip that, right? It's too expensive, isn't it? Okay, so that's somewhat decent. Because this at least gets me, it lets me get this down. Come on. Hey, come on. Ugh. We do need to get rid of my Rel. How do we get around this? I don't think we do. Not enough time to even go get the blue land. Well, I can go get the blue land, but it's kind of late now. Yeah, things might have been a little bit different if I didn't have a dead hand for so long. I have to block there. And we're dead. Yeah, they outdrew me for land in the meantime as well. You can't miss a land drop against the cheap red and white decks. Alright, let's go ahead and show you the deck one more time. I will come up with a name, I promise. I don't know how creative it will be. We're staying away from the puns for now, probably. Yeah, I kind of like the way it turned out. We got a little bit of ramp. We got a little bit of life gain. We got a little bit of flash. And I managed to meld a couple of different times into Planeswalker. And when they think they've got a chance, or if they haven't experienced the pain that is Urza Planeswalker often enough, then you can actually get to have fun by using some of the abilities as well. And yeah, go ahead and leave me a comment. Let me know what you think. And we'll have something different for you next time. Thanks, everybody. Have a good one.